Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Living for Impact with Femi Olasunkanmi. It's my pleasure to have you on this program today, and I believe we are going to have a good time together tonight. I am Femi Olasunkanmi, as you already know. Last week we had a little technical hitch, which was actually beyond our control, but all the same, I believe we enjoy that episode of this program. It's been 4 weeks, 5 weeks now that we have actually been discussing the topic sound mind for leaders, and we've had 4 different speakers and guests on this program. And I believe you have picked one or two things which is actually useful for you, and which I believe you have actually started using. So all this is in a bid for us to become a better leader, for us to lead well, to see area of improvements in our leadership venture and in our impact game. I believe you have been gaining one or two things in this program, and so today is not going to be different from other days. I believe we are going to enjoy ourselves. Viewers, I just want to implore every one of us, please let's get interactive on this program. Before we continue, I would like every one of us to actually share this program. This program is live on Facebook and YouTube. I know you already know that. So I want us to just take a minute out as we share this program on our different social media platforms. So please, let's take a minute or two. Please share this program. I want to do the same now. I want to share it with as many people as I can. Let's just take a minute to do that, and thank you for doing that. Share it on Messenger, share it on WhatsApp group, share it on different Facebook group, and let it go viral. Something is about to happen. Let's share it on different group. Taking my time to also share it on different platforms. Yeah, thank you for those that are sharing. Thank you for those that are sharing. Thank you for those that are sharing. Yes, thank you for those that are sharing. We are starting right away. All right, and I also implore every one of us to please comment. Please, let's pass a comment. Let's take time to put comment. Let's try as much as possible to appreciate if you can comment. You can pass your comment, you know. All right, let's see what we can do. All right, so thank you. We are starting right away. All right, welcome back. Thank you for those that are joining us. Thank you for those that are joining us. Let's know you are there by putting your comments, by liking and sharing. All right. So of course, last week I told us that we are going to conclude this episode. Uh, sorry about that. I told us we are going to conclude this episode of sound mind for leaders. But after um, a lot of meditation, I actually discovered that yes, it's not something we can just round up like that. I discovered we still need to like take one or two more, expatiate more on this topic. And so tonight is going to it's going to be short, and I believe you are going to get one or two things. So we kickstart now. Yes, I have actually defined sound mind on this program as a healthy mind, a productive mind, and progressive mind. It is a heart full of love and firmness. So we are looking today we are looking at how do you identify a leader with sound mind. The truth of the matter is this. Um, it takes a sound mind to lead well, because leadership involves a lot of things. A lot of things are involved in leadership. We need to understand that. Leadership is not just like John Maxwell put in his book, um, Leading from Anywhere, a 360-degree leadership. And not only that, in some of his books, you read it in some of his books that there are five categories of leadership. And the first one, which is the least, is leadership by position, the opportunity to lead by virtue of uh, position that you occupy. It has been proved again and again that leadership is not just occupying a leadership position. Somebody may not having a title and yet may actually be a leader. You understand? So that leadership is simply defined as what? As influence. That's what leadership is. Now, I have said it again on this program. Why is it that a leader needs sound mind? Of course, I want to repeat again, sound mind is a healthy mind. It is a mind of a productive mind, a creative mind. When you see a leader that has sound mind, when an organization is being led by a leader with sound mind, you are going to see innovation, you are going to see creativity in that organization, and you are going to see progress. Yes, you are going to see progress. You know, I always say, a lot of people don't know that the job of a leader is not actually to do everything. Yes, an organization whereby it is only the leader that makes all the contribution. It's not the organization cannot be healthy. You understand? The organization cannot actually. It will get to a point. The organization cannot fulfill its full potential. The organization cannot be the best it can be. You understand? So, no matter how genius a leader is, a leader, the job of a leader is to harness resources, available resources, you know, to move the organization forward. And it has been proved again and again that for an organization to move forward and to skate through lot of storms that will come, to stay to overcome lots of phases that will come. Innovation is very important. Creativity is very important. Collaboration is very important. No man is an island of knowledge. Now, what that organization needs to fulfill its purpose is not embedded in only one person. Of course, we know that everything rises and falls on leadership. The type of leadership a family, a country, a nation, a state, an organization, the type of leadership they have determines the type of result they will get. No doubt about that. But in a situation whereby it is only the leader that brings the ideas, only the ideas that come from the arrowhead, that's from the leader, is the only thing that works, then it will get to a point that organization will plateau. So the job of the leader is actually to harness all the resources, bring idea. Of course, lots of ideas will come from him. Then he must also be able to know how to match ideas, other ideas, bring ideas together, and then filter them and come up with something that will move the organization forward. Now, a leader must have a sound mind because he needs idea to move the organization forward. He needs lots of ideas to move the organization forward. And these ideas will not emanate from him alone, So now, when ideas are coming, he must know it takes a sound mind to be able to discern the reason behind all the ideas, all the suggestions that are coming, and to also be able to discern which one will work, So now, that's why I say it's a healthy, productive, and progressive mind. It's full of love and sound mind. Now, the job of the responsibility of the leadership is to take people from where they are to where they should be. Note something that I didn't say where they want to be. Because sometimes the people don't even know where they want to be. Where they want to be is not actually where they need to be. So it's important. It is the job of the leadership. And remember now I said leadership, not just leader. In every organization, there's an arrowhead, which is the main leader, which is the team leader. But this leader also must have leaders, must have other leaders who work with him. And so the other leaders will be like his think tank. So the arrowhead plus the other leaders makes what I call the leadership. So that's why I said the sole responsibility of the leadership of an head of any organization is to take the people from where they are to where they should be. So I believe you have heard the saying that the most difficult thing being to manage, to lead, is human being. So that is where the real work is. The most difficult being, the most difficult creature to manage is human being. But yet the responsibility of the leadership is to take them from where they are to where they should be. Sometimes they do not even see where they should be. Sometimes where they are even seeing is not even where they should be. So it is the responsibility of the leadership to make them see where they should be and to work with them, to influence them to get to where they should be. It's the work of the leadership to make the people understand and see where the organization should be and work in conjunction with the people to take that organization to where the organization should be. This is why the work of a leader is a tough one. It is. It's a tough one. Because the people you are leading, they have sense. They are not good. They are also seeing something. You know, it's not as if they are blind. It's not as if they don't have vision. It's not as if they don't have idea of where the organization should be. It's not as if they don't have where they want the organization to be. But the work of the leadership is to actually make them see right. So today, still talking on sound mind. You will notice now that all these things we have talked about, that the leadership must ensure that is done, they are not something that you can just, they are serious. There's something that require seriousness. They are not, there's no room for frivolities and pettiness in leadership, in leading the people. No. The path must be clear. Somebody must have the roadmap. Yeah, and that's the leader. That's the leader. That's the leader. All right, so in the light of this, I want to share with us, about 2 weeks ago, I started saying something about it, but unfortunately, fortunately, I could not conclude it before our guest came up. So I would like to share that with us now, briefly. Now, I call it duties of a leader, 5 duties of a leader. And by the time we explore these 5 duties, you will understand why it is very important, and not just important, why it is compulsory for every leader to have sound mind. We have discussed a lot how to have what it takes to have a sound mind. So in case you want to know that, please, you can visit our past 4 episodes of this program. Now, so duties of a leader that necessitates having sound mind, decision making. You see, as a leader, you make decision a lot. All right, we already have some people here. Thank you for those that are joining us. Thank you for those that are watching. Anna Sholanke, more grace, sir. Amen. Thank you very much. Pastor Rotimi, more grace, emoji. Thank you very much, sir. For those that are watching us, Pastor Tosin Oyebiyi, My dear wife is online to um, every other person watching us. Thank you very much. Yeah, I said decision duties of a leader that makes it important and compulsory for a leader to have sound mind. Well, number one, I said decision making. You see, you are going to make a lot, and the decisions you make will either make or mar the organization. We either make or mar you, and we either make or mar your followers. Yes, Nigeria is where we are today because of the decisions that our leaders have made in the past. You are who you are today as a result of the decisions that you have made in the past and that you are still making now. And sometimes some people say, I will not make a decision. You will ask some people, you ask them, what is it about this? They say so many things about it. I say, I don't want to take any decision on that. In fact, not making a decision is a decision. It's just that you have decided not to decide, And as a leader, whether you like it or not, you make decision. You are chosen as a leader. You are given that role to make decision. Now, a lot of things determines the decision we make and how we make decision. You see, a lot of people some people make decision based on what they will get. What will be their gain? The first thing that comes to their mind is, on this thing, what will I gain? What will be my benefit? But a leader with sound mind, before taking decision, does not take decision for today. He looks into the future. All right. When we talk about making decision, it means there are options. You either do this or do that. You either say this or say that. You understand? So, but a leader with sound mind will look back, take cognizance of experience, take cognizance of information at his disposal, take cognizance of the future. All right, today this is where we are, this is what is happening. Okay, in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, what is likely going to happen? What phase? You see, a leader with sound mind take all those into consideration before making any decision. There are some decisions that you will make that will benefit you. But a leader with sound mind, before considering himself, will consider the effect, the impact of his decision on the organization and on his followers. You understand? So, as leaders, we decide a lot. And every decision you are making is either a plus or a minus to your destiny, to the destiny of your follower, and to the destiny of the organization. And so, you cannot afford to take decision based on your personal interest. No. Leaders without sound mind will do that. That's why some people say, when they bring something to them, Say, okay, this thing we want you to sign this thing, and say, okay, what will you give me? Or even before he asks, he said, if you can do this, we'll give you this. And he will just look at what they want to give him. He will not consider the destiny of his children. You know, he will not consider the destiny of his children. Before we take any decision, let's look at the impact, not now alone, but in the future. Take, for example, I know you are familiar with the Bible. You know the story of Jacob and Esau in the Bible. What happened? Esau was hungry. He had a birthright. Jacob wanted the birthright, and he had his porridge. What happened? Esau did not value the birthright he had. He was just looking at the problem at that hand. He wanted that problem solved. He didn't look into the future. What happened? He sold the birthright for a porridge. He lacked sound mind. How many times have you been hungry? That it will do you as if you should just see food and just eat that food. And it will look as if you will die. But you won't die. You didn't die. After some time, you didn't see the food. You don't even feel the hunger again. And when you even see food, you say the hunger is dead. You will not die. When taking decision, consider the future. You understand? Sometimes a lot of people have bought something, we have spent money on a lot of things, and we now discover that the money we actually spent was just a waste. Why? Because we took that decision in a haste. We just look at the present condition alone. Don't just look at the present condition. Esau just look at the present, and he lost the birthright. You know, he felt the birthright has been with me. The birthright could not give me food. So what is the essence? Hey, that thing in your hand, don't throw it away. Don't throw it away. You understand? Don't throw it away. The fact that that thing is not working today does not mean it's not going to work. Decision making, we can go on and on and on. So you now discover that it takes a sound mind to make a sound decision. Esau was not in a sound mind. That's why I took that decision. All right, let me leave that decision making today. Let's go to the second duty of a leader: information management. Information management. This is a serious one. There are some leaders, you can't keep information with them. Is that one a leader? No. is important to know as a leader. One, when you have an information, which part of the information should you release? Sometimes you release part of the information and you hold part of the information. Not for selfish reason, you should know that. Not for selfish reason. But because you know that it will not be in the best interest of the organization for you to release the whole of that information. That's why it takes sound mind to do that. It takes sound mind to be able to know, oh, which part of this information should I release? Which part of it should I withhold for now? It takes sound mind to know the tempo of the organization. And when releasing the information, whatever percentage, if it is the whole information you need, sometimes you need to release the whole information. Sometimes you need to release it bit by bit. Sometimes you need to release everything. And sometimes you need to even keep quiet. Maybe you have heard some of the leaders of this country. Of course, me, I have actually read from several books. I've read from several newspapers and things like that. Sometimes somebody will say, hey, if I say what I know about Nigeria, so will happen, so will happen. Yes, it's not only about Nigeria. Every organization has a secret. You know, every leader, every father, every family has their secret. Every family has information that is not consumable for the general public. Every church has information that is not consumable for the general public. Every organization does too. You know, so as a leader, information management is very important. It's very important. This is not talking about. I want to believe you can hear me. I want to believe you can hear me. If you can hear me, just type I can hear you. I can hear you. Apostle Tunde Shomotu, thank you for joining us. Said good one. God bless you, sir. All right. So that tells me you can hear me. Nobody's saying they cannot hear me. I can see all your comments. Nobody's all right. So we continue. So information management is very important. See, in leadership, transparency is very important. Yeah. So, but that does not mean that every information about the organization you should throw to the public. No. That does not mean every information concerning you, concerning your team members, you should throw to the public. No. You talk about financial transparency. That does not mean that, yes, you should now, every information about the finance of the organization, you should throw to the public. No. There are parts of information that are for parts of the organization. There are part of the information that are for the public. There are part of the information that are actually for you. Information management. If you don't have good information management as a leader, you cannot lead well, you cannot succeed in your leadership venture. Yes, you cannot. So that's part of it is what we call EQ, your emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. So, as a leader, you must be able to manage information effectively, and it takes sound mind to do that. Once again, I want to refer you. Thank you, my brother, my friend, Aditugo Richard, watching my sister and friend and colleague, Topo Lale. Thank you for joining us. So we're talking about information management. I say is key. You cannot succeed in your leadership venture if you don't know how to manage information. It's not everything you say. It's not. In fact, there are some things you know. There are some things. There's some information at your disposal that you will never discuss with anybody. Yes. All right. So let me pause on that. Let's go to number 3, crisis management. Yeah. We don't pray for crisis, but whether you like it or not, there will be either major or minor. We don't pray for the major one. But you know what? Before any crisis, major crisis now, every crisis that you see that happen, there are indicators before they actually become a full-blown crisis. So, the job of a leader is actually to be sensitive to decode those crisis indicators before they actually become crisis, so that you can, so that you can actually be able to manage or even nip it at the bud. You understand? You need to know every of your team members, the kind of a person they are. You need to know their temperament. You need to know how they do when they are happy. You need to know when they are sad. You understand? You need to know all this. Now, you need to know the friendly ones. Of course, there are some people have this kind of countenance that are not friendly, but it does not mean that they are not friendly. So you need to know if you have people like that in your team. You need to know your team members. Then you need to know their language. As I moved with different types of people, and I discovered that sometimes there are for example, there are some tribe, when they are talking, they talk with respect. What looks like respect, they talk with lots of courteous, with lot of courtesy. You understand? Bring down their voice and things like that. And there are some tribes, when they are talking, it's like they are fighting. They raise their voice and what have you, like things like that. And it does not mean they are fighting. That's just their own way of communication. You understand? So you need to know the kind of people in your team, their communication style. And for example, I talked about different kinds of I talked about crisis indicators. For example, somebody who used to be lively all of a sudden becomes moody. You need to really find out what really is happening and things like that. So today we are not really talking about crisis management today. Maybe we will now pick this topics one after the other to be able to do justice to them. But what we are saying today is part of our work as a leader is crisis management. And the best way to manage crisis is to prevent it by looking out for crisis indicators. When somebody rebellion does not just happen. Rebellion does not just happen. So wherever you see rebellion, it's something that has started long time ago. The indicators are there, So the best way is to nip it at the bud. Then, the one that we were not able to nip at the bud that eventually happened. If we look out for the crisis indicators, like I said, we may not have major crisis. We may not actually have major crisis. Then we may not have minor crisis. But when minor crisis, whether you like it or not, minor crisis will come up. If you don't manage our people very well and the indicators very well, we'll have major crisis. So when you now have crisis, how do you solve it? Thank you, Coach Lawal, for joining us. That's my public speaking coach. Thank you for joining us tonight. So when you now have crisis within the organization, crisis between two of your team members, whatever form, as a leader, for example, the crisis may involve, the misunderstanding may involve probably somebody very close to you and somebody probably that is not completely on your side. How do you resolve it? Or probably somebody of your tribe versus another tribe. A leader with sound mind will not take side. A leader with sound mind will be objective, will listen to the two and help the two of them out. Most of the time we think we are helping somebody, but we are not. There is a crisis, it involves your person and another person. And you are taking side with your person. You are not helping the person to improve. But when the person knows that, when you are able to tell the person, no, when you are able to tell your person the truth, and you are helping him. So in crisis management, you don't take side. Because if you take side and use your leadership position to cheat the other person, you may think you have resolved the case, but you have only created a bigger crisis for the future. So I'll stop at that on crisis management. I'll go to the number 4, which is vision casting. Vision casting. I told us about the job, the role, the sole responsibility of leadership. That is to take the people from where they are to where they should be. And how? That starts from vision casting. You need to cast the vision of where you are taking them to. If you go to, it's just like going to somebody's house or somebody comes to greet you and say, oh boy, let's go out. You are not helping the person. In fact, you are not helping yourself. The journey is not going to be smooth. You say, oh boy, let's go out. Let's go. We are going to so place. You understand? It's defined. You have defined where you are going. Then the person will already prepare his mind too. And both of you will either agree or disagree. So the job of the leader is, part of it is vision casting. Where is the organization going? What role do you expect each member of the organization to play in getting to where the organization is going. You need to come and give us the big picture. This is where we are going as an organization. This is where we are going as a family. And I, as part of the organization, you need to let me know the role you expect me to play in getting there. So now, if I now understand the role you want me to play in getting there, and we both agree that yes, this is the role I am playing in the big picture, now it will be easy for you as a leader to lead me and guide me along the line, and it will be easy for me to also cooperate with you. So the job of the vision of the leader or the leadership is to help everyone on the team to understand the vision of the organization, and not only understand the vision, but also take ownership of the vision and also carve out a vision for themselves within the organization. Vision casting is very important. And that's why I know you are conversant with the book of Habakkuk. The Bible says, write the vision. Habakkuk chapter 2 says, write the vision, make it plain. In fact, a translation puts it this way. I think that's the Living Bible. It says, write it on a billboard, make it plain, that somebody even running by will see it. It make it clear enough. You understand? You know what? As a leader, one thing you cannot exhaust explaining is your vision. One thing we cannot get tired of discussing, of sharing, is our vision. We must discuss it like Sam Adeyemi will say. Sometimes ago I was listening to his message, one of his messages. He said, even when you go for a program, even though you were there when the preacher was preaching, he said, buy the tape. When you get home, listen to that tape. Say, listen to it again and again and again and again and again until the spirit of that message jumped on you, jumped into you, and take possession of you. You know? So the same thing is our vision. We need to share it again and again and again and again until the spirit of that vision possess every members of our team, and that they now become the owner. They take ownership of that vision and run it with us. But we are going to have a little challenge if all you do is just talk about your own vision, your own vision, your own vision. And it's like you just want to use them to achieve your own vision. You don't even care about whether they even have their own personal vision or not, whether they even have their own goal or not. You know, sometimes ago I was listening to Pastor Taiwo Dukoya, and he was sharing. He said before they employ anybody in their organization, he said they will ask you, what is your goal? What's your vision for yourself? I said, when they ask, he said, no matter how good, how well qualified you are for that job, he said, if you don't have a vision for your life, he said, they will tell you, please go back, come back in the next 3 months, either in the next 1 month or in the next 3 months or so. He said, when that person go, if you now come back, he will ask the same question, what's your vision? Because if you don't have a vision, then it will be difficult for you to run. You don't understand what a vision is, then you will mess up things in the organization. There are so many things you won't understand. He said, until you now have a vision for yourself, he said, okay, they will now absorb such a person and then help the person, train the person up to be able to fulfill his vision while he's also playing his own part in that, the vision of the organization. Vision casting is an integral part of our role as a leader. The number 5, where we will wrap it up tonight, people development. Now, this one is important because if the organization is going to progress, the people in the organization, the people running the organization must progress. It takes idea to move things forward. It takes ideas to be progressive. It takes innovation to be productive and progressive. Now, if the people you have in the organization are a set of people that what they know last year is still what they know today, the kind of people that lead the organization, what they know last year is still what they know today. Do you know that there are certain things you know last year, they are no longer relevant today? So you need to keep developing your people, mastering new skills. Everyone, what skills is required in their different departments? The leadership must see to it that each one is equipped with the necessary skills to deliver on the job and to move the organization forward. I want to thank you for your time today. Now, we are looking at sound mind for leaders. For this, you know that it takes sound mind for this, to achieve this. I want to thank you for listening and watching. And if you have actually picked one thing or the other today, feel free to share in the comment section. We are trusting God that we are not going to wrap up this topic now. We are still going to deal with it as we continue. I want to thank you once again for your time, and I believe that we are going somewhere, and that together we are going to change this world. And like I said a few weeks ago, if each and every one of us can take it upon ourselves and show 10 people each the real concept of leadership, work with them to get leadership right, and commission each of them to also look out for 10 people and help them to get leadership concept right, and the chain continue, in a short while, the world will be a better place. Till I come your way again, I remain Femi Olasunkanmi. Thank you for your time tonight. And on this note, we are dropping the curtain tonight. So keep impacting your world. Before I go, if there's any area you think we can serve you better, for suggestions, pass it to the comment, drop it at the comment section, and you will see We will look into it. Once again, thank you for your time. God bless you. See you next Wednesday. Keep impacting your world.